right into the mic.
When the pandemic first started, I was ahead of the game because I was already fat. I gained weight. And I was also lonely. I live by myself and I don't have a dog. And I had had knee surgery just like 6 months before, so I was kind of recovering from knee surgery and my knee really hurt. So I was out of shape, but I had a plan. I joined a hiking group of little old ladies in Marin. And I called it my little old lady hiking group. And they were great. They were like in their 70s and 80s, and they were all in really good shape. And I got in good shape with them. And every Friday would go and do an hour-and-a-half hike until finally I felt good enough to keep going. And so we went to Tennessee Valley. I don't know if you know Tennessee Valley. It's in the Marin Headlands. It's a flat hike that goes all the way out to the ocean. It's really beautiful. And after the hike, I felt so good that I wanted to keep going. And you know, the Marin Headlands are these beautiful rolling hills with, you know, eagles soaring and coyotes and all sorts of interesting things and beaches. And I wanted to keep going because I saw a sign that said, Pirates Cove, 2.4 miles. I got to get to Pirates Cove. I had half a bottle of water left and half an energy bar and my iPod Classic full of energetic music. Like, highway to the danger zone, gonna get a ride into the danger zone. So I was ready to go. Now, remember, at this time of the pandemic, it was like August of 2020, and everybody's always wearing masks. We don't know how this thing spreads. We think it can go through the eyes. We don't know anything yet. Nobody has any vaccinations. So even outdoors, everybody's masked. So all the time I'm hiking with my hiking group, I'm wearing a mask. So I have my mask on, and I'm by myself now. No more gathering of people, just by myself. And I hike up this big hill, and I'm going and going. The sun is beating down on me, but I'm listening to my music, and I feel really good. And then I get to the Pirates Cove, and you have to scramble down these really steep stairs to this little tiny pocket beach. And I do this, and I get down there, and my knee is going, okay, we're done now. Can we please turn around? And I spend some time at the beach, and then I turn around, and I'm hiking and hiking and hiking, and by now, my mask is around my chin. My bottle of water is gone, my energy bar is gone, and my songs are not doing it for me anymore. And all I can think of is how I really want to get to that bottle of water that I have in my car in the parking lot that's like 3 miles away. So I'm slogging through the sun. And there's a couple of other people on the trail, but not very many because it's pretty late. And, you know, I don't bother putting my mask on all the time, and they kind of, you know, it's wide. It's like a big wide fire trail, so it's okay. It's like at least 6 feet wide. And it's 6 feet wide all the way to the bottom until you get to a wooden footbridge bordered by long, big stacks of trees. And then it's like narrower. And the parking lot is like a quarter of a mile, maybe half a mile away. And all I can think of is getting in there. I'm so tired. But I'm proud of myself, too, because me and my knee made it pretty far. And by now, my filthy mask is in my pocket. And that's when I pass her on the narrow footbridge, a Marinite, a skinny, slender, camouflage-booted, blonde Marinite. And I pass her, slogging my way to the parking lot, and I hear, "Ma'am! Ma'am! You have to keep your mask on at all times unless you can be 6 feet apart, ma'am." And I am past her now. She's going out to the ocean. I'm going to the parking lot, and she is shouting at me. And I think, I'll just ignore her. Ma'am, I said you have to keep your mask on at all times. I'm from Oakland, okay? So I don't put up with shit. But I'm too tired to even say anything, so I just do this. This might offend some people. And boy, that really sets her off, and she starts screaming at me, "Ma'am, I'm gonna follow you back to the parking lot and get your information. I wanna make sure that you get the $200 fine you get for not wearing a mask on parklands. I'm gonna follow you back to the parking lot." And I'm like, oh my God, stop harassing me. But she doesn't. And I'm not afraid of getting any kind of fine. I doubt that's true, that there's gonna be a ranger there, but I am afraid of this crazy bitch following me back all the way to the parking lot. So I turn around and I stalk up to her, and that's when I see that she's wearing a mask with 2 valves. The kind you're not supposed to wear. She's a hypocrite. And so I tell her she's a hypocrite, and she shouts at me that she's got a mask underneath her mask. And I say, "Prove it. Take off your mask." And she says, "No, I can't." And I say, "Why not? Take off your mask. Prove it." And so we are 2 grown women shouting at each other in the middle of the beautiful Marin headlands. And finally, I put my sweaty mask on. I say, "Here, you happy now, you bitch?" And I walk off. And then she hurls the most Marinite insult at me that I've ever heard. As I'm slogging back to the parking lot, she says, "Who hurt you? You must have trauma in your childhood." And I get back to my car, and I chug down my bottle of water, and I get a brain cell online, and that's when I think of all the insults I could have said back to her. I could have said, "What's wrong with you? You need your chakras aligned." I could have said, "What's the matter? Did you wake up on the wrong side of your yoga mat this morning?" Or my favorite one, "You were clearly not breastfed as a baby, and it shows." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last time I ever took off my mask in Marin.